Welcome to another custom tactics video on the channel, guys. Today I'm going to be showing you my 4-4-2 custom tactics. You've got me rank 1, played 10 games on new gen and 10 games on old gen. And we actually lost our first game as well. We went 0-1 and managed to get the 19, which was really nice with this 4-4-2. It's a great formation, certainly back, and is very solid. For cheap FIFA 23 coins, make sure to check out MMOEXP.com to get fast and reliable coins, and make sure you use code VIPER at checkout, get yourself a 5% discount. The team you see on the screen is the team we use as well. We've got Edison in net, we've got Kyle Walker, Koulibaly, who I think is one of the best centre-backs on the game. Similarly with Martinez as well, he's absolutely brilliant. The reason this card is so good is because of his agility and balance, and his great pass abilities as well. Yes, he's short, but overall still a great card in my opinion. Alex Tellers, very good going forward with great passing as well. We like to have good passers, especially in the 4-4-2, where there's a lot of link-up play between your left back and right back, and your right mid and left mid respectively. Our CDM, or our defensive-minded option in the midfield too, was Kovacic. I really like this card actually. I think he's absolutely brilliant, and our more forward-thinking central midfielder was Marcos Acuna. We've got Riyad Mahrez, and then we've got Messi, Alejandro Gomez, and of course Kylian Mbappe up front. Now guys, use these tactics. We are going to get into them shortly. I'm sure you'll get good ranks in FUT Champs. Of course, Team of the Year is now happening, so getting the best rewards is going to be really important to hopefully packing some Team of the Years. But with that being said, guys, let's get into the instructions. Alright guys, so the instructions on the forward two, the two strikers, Alejandro Gomez and Kylian Mbappe in this case. Stay central and get in behind on Kylian Mbappe, of course, one of the fastest players on the game. You want to keep them on stay central and not balance, because you've got your width already with Messi and Mahrez, right? Or in my case, your left mid and right mid are going to be there to provide that width for you. So there is literally no point having them on balance width. You don't want them to go wide at all. You want them to stay central, which is their position, and that is what we're getting with Mbappe. And similarly with Alejandro Gomez as well. He is on stay central and getting behind also. The thing I like about this front two is Mbappe is the raw finisher. Of course, really fast with the 5-star skills. Alejandro Gomez certainly does play as like a second striker kind of role, right? Great pass in that 5-star weak foot makes him great in that role. And just setting up for Mbappe and the width as well. When players do go run beyond Alejandro Gomez because he's not stayed forward, it allows you to get in some really good positions. And you might want to test this as well. If you do want to go for like a second striker that's got good passing on them, for example, putting your other striker on stay forward and letting Alejandro Gomez drop a little bit deeper still and allowing them passing options to flourish through him essentially. I'm going to keep it on basic defensive support because that is what got me the rank 1 and the 19-1. So you can test that out, but definitely don't have both of your strikers on stay forward. What it ends up doing is leaving too much of a gap between the rest of the team. It's really hard to find passes to them quickly. So be careful about putting stay forward on your strikers on this game. And of course, two strikers on this game are king as well. It's very nice to have that interplay and connection between two strikers. Now onto our wide players, guys. These are both on comeback on defense and stay wide, and these are the creative players to beat a man and get down to the byline and find a good pass. And the great thing we have here with our two wide players, they've both got great sprint boosts, they're both very skillful, they've both got really good passing. Of course, Messi is the king of passing really on this game. When you get to the byline with him, a player lock or just a ball into the box, it's going to work a treat for you because of how good his passing is. Of course, his left foot dribbling is brilliant as well. He's able to turn the man inside out a few times. And that is similar with Mahrez, but of course you're getting the 5-star skills with Mahrez. So if you do use 5-star skills, also this is going to be a nice addition to the wide areas of your team. As we move into the midfield, guys, we have got Marcos Acuna, as I mentioned earlier, is our go forward or more box-to-box midfielder, and he is just on balance attack and cover centre. The reason we're on cover centre here is because we've got fullbacks, we've got wide players, we don't need them to cover wing. There is literally no need to have them on cover wing. So make sure you're putting cover centre here, guys. And we've got Kovacic, who is our more defensive option. Some of you might look at Kovacic as our defensive option and go, Jesus Christ, how does he play with that? Kovacic is really good because of his ability to defend, dribble out, keep the ball tight to his feet and find a good pass. That is why I use him as my defensive option, and he's on stay back while attacking and cover centre. Nothing on the centre backs, guys. I do actually quite like, if you're a very aggressive defender, I do really like step up, but that's neither here nor there. I'd rather not have it on. And the other thing to mention about the centre backs as well is we've got a left footer on the left hand side and a right footer on the right hand side. I think this is actually quite valuable in FIFA. A lot of people say it isn't, but I really like to have good ball playing centre backs. Koulibaly isn't that so much. But Lisandro Martinez is a brilliant ball-playing centre-back. And of course, left-footed on that left-hand side and right-footed on the right-hand side, just to add to a little bit of ability in the back line to play out correctly and not have to worry about getting pressed too hard and not be able to play the ball out properly. Is basically why I like left on the left and right on the right. Follows real world football very, very closely there as well, guys. And then our fullbacks are just both on stay back while attacking in this formation. Kind of similar to the 4-2-3-1. This is a very basic formation. It's meant to get the job done and it's meant to play defensive but very good on the counter-attack and has lots of ability going forward and is very solid defensively. So just stay back while attacking on the two fullbacks is kind of paramount to this formation. With that being said though, guys, those are the instructions. Let's get across into the custom tactics. Alright guys, so coming across to the custom tactics now, and there has been a bit of a nerf to pressing tactics. Pressure on heavy touch is still really good and is very viable. Press after possession loss is not as good anymore. If you haven't read the patch notes, I suggest you go over there and read them, but it's essentially made it so stamina decreases quicker, and also that the AI is better at kind of covering the pressing on the opponent's side of things. So press after possession loss is a little bit dangerous now. Of course, drop back and constant pressure are ridiculously silly to have on from the start of a game. So here on the defensive style, we have got balanced, and then for the width on the defensive style, we also have quite balanced here as well. If you guys have watched my previous custom tactics videos, you'll understand that 50 width is great in the defensive areas, because if you go too narrow on this, you drop this down too much, you're gonna get hit down the flanks too much, you know, against another 4-4-2 for example. And then if you have this too high, you're gonna get hit by the direct formations very easily as well. The 4-3-1-2, the 4-3-2-1 even, and of course the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. So make sure you have this on 50 and it'll give you the best of both worlds. And then for our depth, we have this a little bit higher. Guys, I do think it's important, if you've got fast centre backs, if you've got strong centre backs, to try and have this a little bit higher. We have this on 65 just because we trust ourselves defensively. We want to play out from the back. We want to keep a high line so we can win the ball back quicker. And that's without actually pressing, you know. So to have this high, you've got to be a good manual defender. To have this high, you've got to have really good centre backs, really fast centre backs. Make sure you're putting the right chem styles on said centre backs as well to give them the biggest pace boost. 65 depth is very good if you're confident at defending and good with your centre backs. Now guys, moving on to the build-up play, and there's been a little bit of a change here for me. Of course, you know how much I love fast build-up. Not so much at the moment. Fast build-up is a little bit too much for me, even myself at the moment, who plays a lot with quick reactions and wants to counter-attack really quickly. Long ball is great. Slow build-up is an absolute no-go. Fast build-up, of course, one of my favourites. And as I said, long ball is actually quite good. But I've gone for balance this time around for the build-up play. And that's just because you get a bit of everything. You know, if you need to slow build-up, you can slow build-up. If you need to fast build-up, you get that opportunity on a counter-attack. And then the long ball presents itself as well sometimes, which is good because over the tops are broken. And if you've got that Klaus, the right back went to wildcard in your team, you can literally just put him in right back, just through ball constantly to your right mid, and it's going to go through 9 times out of 10 because of his 99 passing. So balance is really good for stuff like that. Abusing the meta essentially, it's really good to have that unbalanced. And then for chance creation, forward runs is okay, possession is an absolute no-go. Direct passing is still my favourite, and that is what I'm using on this formation too. And direct passing is very good because lots of options present themselves, a lot of runs in behind, and then a lot of runs to where people are coming to feet. And it's really good between your right back and right mid, and your left back and left mid, because they end up pushing forward, trying to make the run in behind, and then coming back, and then going forward. And it's really annoying to play against. And this is something I've found in the wide formations that do me all the time when I'm playing narrow. A lot of opponents will go from left back to left mid, back to the left back, and over the top to the left mid, and it is infuriatingly hard to deal with. And it's one of the most broken things on this game. The best example I can think of is Klaus's Jairzinho. It is the most frustrating thing in the world. Guys, if you've ever experienced that, let me know in the comment section down below. It's so frustrating, honestly. Because Jairzinho's got a lot of strength, it's so hard to knock him off the ball. And it does me a lot of the time. And that's why direct passing is so good, right? And a lot of people are using this now. A lot of people are aware of how meta this is. As we move into the attacking width, guys, I actually have this quite high on this formation. And that is because you want your wide players to stay wide. And that is why we've got that on 65. You know, this formation and the way this game is currently playing is all about going down the flanks and looking for that cutback, getting down to the byline. And the way you're going to do that, as I mentioned with the direct passes, left back to left mid or right back to right mid, back to the right back or left back, and then over the top to the left mid and right mid. And that works so well in this formation. So I'd highly recommend you test that out, guys. It's so broken. And this is how it's really performed. So you've got to have a wide formation to get that to work, of course. And if you've got the likes of Jairzinho, if you've got that Klaus, if you've got Telles, or if you've got a really good passing left back, you are having a field day with this formation. As we move on to the players in the box, guys, pretty standard for me. Always had this on 6. Very good for them cutbacks. Very good for getting onto the byline and finding that cutback. Having this on 6 will be beneficial to you. EA have also just nerfed corners as well, but I like to have them exactly the same. I still go short and I still look for that, either a power shot on the edge of the box, or I look for that Trivela shot if I've got the right player sitting a bit deeper. But guys, those are the custom tactics and instructions. This formation is great. As I said, I went 0-1 in champs this weekend and then managed to get to 19-1 from that 0-1 position using the 4-4-2, which I was quite proud of, and find this formation to be absolutely incredible, guys. But if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell so you never miss a video. But guys, that's going to be it from me for now, so take care.